This is Katerina. And this is Shay. Their smiles are contagious, but for many years they suffered while going through the state's foster care system. Katerina testified in a legislative committee in support of legislation to improve stability in the foster care system.
I first entered foster care when I was just 6 months old and emancipated at 18. During this time, I experienced 32 placement changes. I was pulled from homes in the middle of the night and out of school in the middle of the day. I specifically remember one time when I was called to the office and my social worker was there. She had already packed a trash bag with the things that she thought were most important for me to bring and told me that I was moving somewhere else.
For Katerina, being moved 32 times was sadly her normal.
Having my belongings in trash bags, it really made me feel like there was no one who cared about me. And it made me feel like I was worth nothing and that I couldn't become anything.
Yet, despite these experiences, Katerina, now 22 years old, is a graduate student at Berkeley, the youngest ever to be admitted to the School of Social Welfare. She'll soon be a social worker focused on helping. Shay is mentoring and guiding other foster youth.
I want them to understand that it is okay to speak out about what's going on, and I want them to know that it's not okay for people to tell them that they can't speak out because of maybe who they are in their background.
To me, really stability comes before success. When you give foster youth stability, which everyone deserves, right? The world just gets better.
Assemblymember Mike Gipson is committed to making things better for foster youth.
They want the same thing as someone who's not a foster youth. They want love, they want happiness, they want to feel like they're a part of and connected to.
Gipson has a package of bills designed to help. Among them is AB 2247. It seeks to reduce the number of destabilizing placement changes.
We're trying to make sure that there's a strategy in place before a child is moved, realizing that sometimes a child has to be moved for his or her safety. But outside of that, if a child's going to move, we want to create some benchmarks before that trigger is actually pulled, before that child is moved from place to place.
AB 2605 seeks to end the criminalization of foster youth. This legislation requires protocols to be followed before law enforcement can be called. The goal is to focus on trauma-informed de-escalation and intervention techniques to help abused and neglected children in foster care shelters and group homes.
We have some foster youth who the police has been called on because they won't go to sleep, because they won't eat their food, or they won't even go to bed or take a shower. Now, will we do that to our own biological children?
That's exactly what happened to Shay, not long after she arrived from an abusive family to a foster youth group home.
They called the police on me. I was cuffed up for the first time ever in my life at 13 years old. I was placed in the back of a police car and I was even more afraid. I needed counseling. I needed someone to just hug me and tell me that it was okay. I didn't know I was a voice for other foster youth.
Shay and Katerina are working to turn their pain into policy changes to help those still in the foster care system.
Our children deserve better, and we want to create an atmosphere and a community that it's all of our responsibility to help raise that child, even if it's not your own.